Hey everyone, Dr. Lamb here again. This is the Saturday after the first week that we have done this online experiment. So this is March 28th, so I just wanted to post another update video. So first of all, hello and hope that everyone is safe and healthy again. I want to give a quick update now that the first week is over as a quick review of how things went and what's coming up for next week. I may also do those weekly overview Canvas announcements again this week. We'll see. I probably won't continue to do these things every week, but at this point, we're just taking it a week at a time. I did want to point out that office hours were largely empty last week, and that's kind of understandable as everybody's kind of getting in the new groove of everything. But I just wanted to say that I really do hope that you take advantage of these moving forward. The Zoom office hours in particular are intended to involve multiple people. This is kind of a new style of office hours that I never really was able to have because my office wasn't big enough for a bunch of people to join in. So sort of think about this as me reserving a classroom for office hours. So rather than just, one or two people kind of filing in and everybody else waiting out in the hallway, everybody kind of joins in and there will be discussions, and maybe I'll be sharing some code and some demos and things, and so you can come, and even if you don't have a question in particular, feel free to just sort of sit there and listen to answers to other people's questions. If we need to look at for instance project code that shouldn't be shared with other people, I can create a breakout room on Zoom so that we can go in that breakout room and look at that one-on-one while everybody else waits out in the main room. So that's the idea with Zoom office hours. So again, feel free to join even if you don't have a particular question. Um, I'll also point out that those Zoom office hours are scheduled only for 3 hours a week, and normally I hold 5 hours worth of office hours. And so I am anticipating and I expect people to be scheduling individual meetings with me for those other 2 hours. So you can do this through a service called Calendly. There are links from the homepage on both of my Canvas pages. So if you have a question and you don't want to kind of ask it in a group, or again, perhaps if you want to look at project code with me, um, then feel free to go to that website and schedule a meeting with me. Anytime that the website lets you pick something, that means that I'm free, and so feel free to just schedule whenever it is convenient for you. It'll automatically create a Zoom room for us and everything. It's quite nice. So please don't hesitate to take advantage of this. That's what it's there for. The point of both of these policies is to make it easy for you to have face-to-face contact with me. I know that's sort of difficult to do now because I'm not sitting in the same place every week for you to come and visit me physically, but I do want to make it as easy as possible to have some face-to-face time, such as it is, at least. Okay, so course specific stuff. So CS 430 seems to have transitioned online pretty well. Again, we are dropping module 19, which contains some material that is also covered in other courses that are required, so I don't feel too bad about dropping that. Um, we had a relatively normal basic module week, minus the in-person meetings, of course. We had sort of this intro lecture via videos. We had lab solutions on videos, and then we had this online quiz. So just as a reminder, by the way, that quiz is still open for late submissions through midnight on Sunday. So if you need to take advantage of that, most of you submitted on time yesterday, Friday, but there are a decent number of you who still haven't submitted yet. So for basic modules, we'll just continue this sequence. So we'll have mini lectures. I'll post video lab solutions, or Bowers often posts these as well. And feel free to watch the videos for both sections. So Bowers and I have fairly different approaches to teaching, as a lot of you know, and so some folks find it advantageous to watch both of our videos if you have time. So feel free to do that. Um, and then we'll continue doing the quizzes online via Canvas and Gradescope. Um, I was looking ahead, and this was actually our second to last reading module for this semester. We're only going to have one more, and that's at the very end of this semester. So for here on out, it's mostly just programming and basic modules. So speaking of programming, so coming up this next week is our first programming module on Prolog. There probably will be no lecture in some sense. I've recorded a couple of videos that I'm posting right now. The lab is going to be posted by the time that you are are watching this. So you should go ahead and start that whenever you have time. So watch the videos, get started on the lab. The solution to the lab will be posted by Wednesday, at which point you should definitely have switched over to working on the programming assignment if you haven't already, the project. There are likely to be some live demos during the Zoom office hours on Monday and Wednesday, so feel free to drop in on those if you'd like to follow along. The project is going to be due Friday at midnight as usual with programming projects. Mostly folks work on these remotely anyway, so I don't see any reason for much to change during these programming modules. But again, don't forget that there are going to be retakes this coming week for this past week's modules as well. Okay, so that's 430. CS 470 seems to be okay for now. I am dropping a week of material and I'm dropping 2 of the labs. The interactive lectures seem to be going okay. We had some FPS issues on the stream on Thursday, and I don't quite fully understand why that happened. I have tweaked a few of my streaming settings, so hopefully it will be a little bit better next week. We're going to try it for another week and see how it goes and reassess from there. Assuming that things keep working out with those interactive lectures, the general weekly plan from here on out is going to be fairly consistent, I think. So we'll have an interactive lecture on Tuesday. The quiz will be posted for you to do Wednesday, and then on Thursday we'll review the quiz and answer any questions that folks have, and then talk about anything that's coming up due the next day. Again, keep working on your research projects. The mid-project deliverable will be due this Friday. P4 is now posted, and we talked about it a little bit in the interactive lecture on Thursday. So if you missed that at the end, go back and rewatch the recording. That'll be due in 3 weeks. Email me if you want to work on a different team for P4 than for P3. I just imported all the P3 teams into P4, so let me know if anything is changing. One of the 2 remaining labs is already posted, so I posted the CUDA lab last night, and then the other lab on cloud computing will be posted in the next week or so. These will be due at the end of the semester, or near the end of the semester, just to give you maximum flexibility to work on them whenever it's convenient for you. But you shouldn't wait until the end of the semester to do them. Both of them are somewhat involved and will take several hours of work, so make sure that you budget time to do those. Probably best to go ahead and look at them and maybe try to get started a little bit on them next week, just to see how much time you think it's going to take to finish it up, so that you can budget for that over the remaining weeks in the semester. Okay, so that's all of the announcements that I have at this point. Again, please take care of yourself and the folks that you're in contact with. And again, this includes mental health. So we've been socially isolated or at least we've been physically isolated, hopefully not socially isolated, for a couple of weeks now. So, watch yourself for signs of loneliness and depression. Find ways to socialize online, video chats, playing games with other people online. Find ways to connect with other people. And as always, email me if you have a personal concern. I'm here to help. So that is Dr. Lamb signing off for the first week online, and I look forward to seeing you in the second week. Take care. Have a good weekend.